Hello everyone, warm welcome to EduTap and welcome to the NABARD Interview Topper series, and their interview. So guys, today I have with me another topper, Miss Rashmi. First of all, I would like to give you a big thanks for coming, Rashmi, and warm welcome to EduTap.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
So I'll give quickly a brief introduction of Miss Rashmi, right? Then we will start with her preparation strategy. So guys, Rashmi has cleared this examination in her second attempt. Before this, she was into the preparation of UPSC exam, and in a second attempt, she has cleared this NABARD examination. She is based in Maharashtra, and about her qualification, education thing, she will tell you herself. So, Rashmi, please, your brief introduction.
Hello, everyone. After completing my electronics engineering from Walchand College of Engineering, I started preparing for civil services, but I appeared twice for the interview, but I couldn't get through the final list. I qualified state services in 2014, but I wanted to continue with civil services preparation, so I did not join the post, and I continued the preparation. In 2019, I took a break from civil services, and because I was in need of a job, so I started preparing for NABARD. NABARD I appeared in June 2019, but I couldn't get through in the phase one. And then I appeared for RBI Grade B. There too, I couldn't get in the phase one. And then I appeared for NABARD in February exam. And the
And
result
now you
came.
are here,
Yeah.
selected. Okay. So, guys, I hope you understand this important point that Rashmi was preparing for UPSC, but then she took a break from there and started for preparation of NABARD as well as RBI. So, Rashmi, did you find the preparation of RBI and NABARD was it in sync, or did you find it very difficult to manage both the exams simultaneously?
Uh, Ma'am, after NABARD phase one results came, I started preparing for RBI. I think RBI was in October. So there was not much sync in the preparation. Not much. I think only economic ESI was there.
Right.
And so I was totally focused on RBI preparation. And I had hopes of getting through, but I couldn't get through in the phase one. I missed the queue by few marks in the phase one. So then after that, when in December NABARD notification came, then I started for NABARD. So there, I did not as such prepare simultaneously. I
Okay.
prepared after the notification.
Right. So as you said that you could not clear phase one of NABARD in your first attempt, same for RBI.
Yes,
So what do you think, where did you lack in, because now you have cleared the complete exam cycle. So that means phase one is a hurdle, right?
yes.
It's a major hurdle. So what do you think, were you lacking in your preparation at that time?
Ma'am, in NABARD, I had given a very less time for the preparation
Hmm.
for phase one. So that was a thing. And the other aspect was I had am not very good in quantum reasoning.
Hmm.
And so those both the things were a hurdle for NABARD as well as RBI. And for
Hmm.
NABARD phase one, I got very less time for preparation of ARD and ESI as well,
Hmm.
current affairs especially. So I think those were the hurdles.
Okay. So what we will do is that let's do this, that we will you tell us your strategy about phase one, then followed by phase two, ESI ARD specifically, and then we will also talk about the interview wala part, right?
Yes.
So what do you think would you like to suggest to the students who are like preparing for the first time or are not able to clear phase one? It is probably their second or even third attempt. What would you suggest to them for phase one specifically, QR part, as you said?
Yes. I think for phase one, NABARD has 7 sections. So we have an opportunity to focus on our strengths and ensure that our weaknesses are such that we qualify the sectional cutoff. So for phase one, I focused more on ESI, ARD, and English. I thought that I could score more on these three, and they together constituted, I think, 120 marks.
Right.
So, so I focused more on them, and the practice of and GA also, sorry, GA included. The other for computers, I prepared. I did not prepare much. I prepared basic things which I was able to from one document as such, not much preparation and test series. For quant and reasoning, I ensured कि I knew कि ये मेरा weakness है. So I focused कि I just wanted to ensure कि मैं cut off clear करूँ. तो आई थिंक कि फेज वन में अपने वीकनेसेस और स्ट्रेंथ्स पता होने चाहिए, तो स्ट्रेंथ्स पे ज्यादा फोकस करना, आई थिंक वी कैन गेट.
That is an important takeaway from here, because we also in our strategy, when students ask us about this, we only say that find out your strength, either QRE, make that your strength, or फिर GA ESI ARD. And computer, as you said, it's basic, so you can cover it, and questions are also not that difficult for computer, right?
Yes.
Okay. And coming to like your, as you said, GA part, ARD ESI, how did you prepare that part? Current affairs as well as static?
Yeah. So for the static part of ARD, that I had never prepared. I did not have any background of agriculture. I just had a little bit of idea of from a UPSC preparation. So for phase one, I had less time also. So I prepared from the summary sheets of EduTap that were provided by EduTap, and few of the topics which were very important, such as horticulture, basic agriculture, and animal husbandry. These 3-4 topics, I prepared the content sheets also. I prepared in deep because I thought that they are very important. So because the paucity of time, I prepared only from the summary sheets and few important topics. For current ARD, I refer to EduTap current notes. They have the section of ARD, so I prepared from there. For ESI, I prepared from Adda's Hindu review also, as well as EduTap's notes. So I prepared from there. There's also a series of which was taken by EduTap, revision series, wherein they took of ARD static as well as ESI static and ESI current. So especially ESI current and ARD static, I think that helped me a lot. I used to revise those questions and test series. The most important aspect I find is we need to practice a lot, and I used to also revise the test question MCQs. So I think that helped. Yeah, that's it.
So again here, as you said, that because of the paucity of time, you basically restricted yourself. Like, this is what I need to study, because what happens is students are usually, they're confused what to cover and what not.
Yes.
So I think you would also suggest that students should first of all restrict their sources, that what all
Yes.
they are going to refer, and then revise, as you said, revision plus test series.
Yes.
So test series, Rashmi, when you were attempting the questions, it happens that you are not able to score well, and you will feel like probably I have not prepared, and you get a sort of demotivated. So what would you suggest that uh, for series specifically, because students are a bit hesitant that probably I'll attempt the test, I'll not get good marks, and then again it will be a demotivation thing.
Yes, ma'am. This has happened to me a lot in my civil services preparation. I have realized this that the marks in the mock test don't matter at all, because we are going to outperform in the real exam. So I did not pay much attention, and I think we should not pay much attention on the mock test. They are just for practice, and anyways, we can memorize or we can go through them and revise them, and they'll only help us. So I think that we should, from day one, we should join a test series and we should practice it as per our timetable.
So that's again a very important suggestion, that take the test series, start doing tests from day one itself. They are for your practice, rather extract the information from there, given there. Okay, and another very important aspect I would like to ask is that you said you prepared like ARD static from the summary sheets and few chapters content sheet also you referred. So was this the same for phase 2 exam also, or did you do some other specific preparation for ARD phase 2 specifically?
ARD static for phase 2, I prepared the content sheets. I read the content sheets, and
Okay.
whatever extra points were there in content sheets, I wrote it in my Xerox of summary sheets. So extra points, I covered them thoroughly. And the other aspect was internet. So especially understanding some aspects, or
Hmm.
like especially in animal husbandry,
Hmm.
to memorize the breeds and everything. So in that aspect of even irrigation, every aspect of those things. So I took help of internet as
So this probably what I can understand is that this you prepared after your phase one, because by like in this year there was a lot of time.
well.
Many months were there between phase one and phase two. So you got time to prepare for phase two.
Yes,
Like, see, but you were not aware that exam is going to take place after so many months. So what
yes.
did you plan at that time? That how will you prepare this between, like, let's say 24 days or 30 days of time?
24 days before the exam.
Like between phase one and phase two, after you are done with your phase one.
Yeah, after phase one, I started preparing for this phase two, but then we came to know that the exam has been postponed. So,
Hmm.
and I was in dire need of a job. So, I was confused to whether start with civil services preparation, because I was hopeful because it was in October.
Hmm.
It again got post. No, it was in October. So,
October.
yeah, October. So I was a bit confused whether I should start which exam to prepare.
Hmm.
But still, I made sure that somehow I would be able to complete the contentships
Hmm.
of especially agriculture. So even when I was, because I had nothing else to focus on, I made sure that I was giving a little bit of time to NABARD as well as maximum time to civil services preparation. So I managed it like this. But the real preparation came only after the exam date was fixed. And
Hmm.
it came in September, and on 4th of October, I had my civil services. So, and I was, it was a very difficult time to manage both the exam, because phase two was very important.
Hmm.
And for me, civil services was also important, because this year I knew that the competition is going to increase because of COVID. And
Hmm.
so the situation is going to be very difficult in the next year. So I managed both the exam, but the preparation that I did in preceding months helped me a lot. I
Hmm.
continued preparing a little bit of NABARD throughout those 6 months.
Okay, so you did a wonderful job, because it is difficult to manage two exams simultaneously, but you did really well in that terms. I hope that students take the motivation part from here, because when students are preparing, they are confused, because until you get selected, you are a candidate who is preparing, just another candidate. So students are very much confused that whether shall I go for one exam or go for like two, three exams simultaneously. But again, you are the example that if you are sincere enough preparing both the exams simultaneously, you will be through, right? Okay. So students are also asking some questions. I will pick up those questions also in between. ठीक है? जो students are asking in the session. Okay. So Rashmi, coming to ESI part.
Yes, ma'am.
Please shed some light on ESI static part for phase one as well as phase two.
Ma'am, I did not prepare much on the ESI static part,
Hmm.
because it was one of my strengths due to preparation for
Hmm.
civil services. So static part I did not prepare much.
Hmm.
Current affairs I prepared from EduTap thoroughly.
M- A
So
magazine, EduTap magazine is
magazine,
there.
yes,
Okay.
ma'am. EduTap magazine. Yes, I prepared from there, and also test series. I focused more on MCQs.
Hmm.
Question, the question format, question and answer format is easy to remember. So I
Hmm.
focused more on those aspects. Even the revision series that was taken by you also.
Hmm.
So I used to download the PDFs and go through those questions again and again. For ESI, I did that.
And for current affairs, how many months? Because current affairs is usually we say like 4 months, 5 months are enough. So how many months did you prepare for phase two?
For phase two, ARD static I prepared 6 months. ARD current I prepared for 6 months, and
6 months.
ESI I prepared for 4 months.
4 months. Okay, because ARD is less, current affairs is less also. That can be done easily. That you referred from magazine only.
Yes, ma'am, from magazine.
Okay, right. And Rashmi, there is another very important component of the exam, that is government schemes.
Yes, ma'am.
What about that? How to prepare? What did you do?
Ma'am, for me, I was comfortable with the government schemes, few of the core government schemes. But the questions that are asked in these exams are different. They are very factual. So I had to change my strategy. So I first I started with the ministries. So the important ministries I decided I listed out. I had a lot of checklists prepared. I had a lot of planning done. So all the ministries which I found very important, I tried to cover those ministries. And then I came across EduTap's schemes documents also. So then I had already prepared from few of the ministries, and then for revision purposes, I also used the EduTap schemes and programs documents. So I think both of the things helped me because I had prepared few notes from the ministry websites directly,
Okay, so you
especially
refer
from
to,
Vikas. Yes, especially
that
from
is,
Vikaspedia, I had taken notes. In past also, I had prepared those notes, so it helped me.
okay, so ministry websites and Vikaspedia, these are the two things which you suggest that they can be helpful.
They
So,
can be useful.
uh, yes, Vikaspedia again, ministry, they tell you about like the flagship schemes and all. So, is it not, did you not find it difficult or hectic to find out the ministry, go to the website, and then because a lot of things are given. When we go
Yes,
to
ma'am.
the website, for example, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana or any other, I will find a lot of things there. So,
Yes, ma'am.
as a student, uh, where to filter, what to put down in your notes?
Uh, Ma'am, I had already been doing this preparation for UPSC,
Hmm.
so I did not find them that difficult.
Hmm.
But it is true that there's a lot of content on the websites. So they're already, I think EduTap's schemes documents are already there. So I think that they help a lot. Especially I came across them a little later. So for revision purposes, I use them. They help me a lot, and my own notes. So I think what would take is we can see from the past questions,
Hmm.
whatever questions that were asked in the previous exams. If we go through it, we come to know that okay, these things they might be asked. So we can pick up those aspects from Wikipedia or the ministry.
Right. So basically, students should refer to the previous year question so that you get to know
Yes,
that
ma'am.
what is the demand of the examination.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So we have like ESI current affairs you have told us, and ESI static you yourself. Anyhow, exams are not asking like NABARD specifically, even for that matter, RB. They do not ask much on ESI static. Like you will not find questions specifically that this is from static, right? So that managed, and anyhow you had prepared that also. You have also told us about ARD static and current affairs. Yes, one thing I would like to ask you before we move to your interview part, that what all chapters or what all topics would you suggest that students should definitely cover from ARD, because many students are preparing this ARD wala part for the very first time.
Yes, ma'am.
So any topic you'd like to suggest or chapters?
Yeah. So I think that animal husbandry, horticulture, basic
Hmm.
agriculture is a big chapter, and it is, I think, very important chapter. Irrigation is there. Um, I'm unable to recall. I think, yeah, agriculture engineering is there.
Hmm.
Soil management, soil is an important chapter. So
Hmm.
these six chapters, I think, are very important.
This student should cover, because as you said, you also were not from the agri background and all. Right. Good. So this is about your phase 2 part, right? Moving on to your interview. So how did you prepare for interview part?
Uh, the result came on 18, and my interview was on 25th, the first day of the interview. So I got very less time to prepare. Uh, uh, so in this preparation, the first thing I did was go to the NABARD website. I tried to understand, and I tried to look up to the website. The functions and the departments and everything that I needed to basic things, not much in deep because I had less time.
Hmm.
And then I focused secondly on the biodata, the DAF that application form that we had submitted for the phase 2,
Hmm.
for the interview. Sorry. So I prepared. Made sure that I was comfortable with my biodata, because even in my actual interview also, most of the questions came from my biodata only. So we should be very comfortable with our biodata. And the third aspect, which proved to be very important, was the mock tests. The mock interviews that I took. One telephonic interview I gave to EduTap, and mock interview, and the other I practiced with my friends. So I practiced around 6 to 7 mock interviews, and two of them with a group and like panelist, and we had we had on Zoom, so that I would be comfortable with it. So the preparation, that aspect, my friends especially helped me a lot to be comfortable with my interview. That's how I prepared.
Okay. So, just one question I'll take. Okay. Pratik is there. Pratik is asking that uh, I am, I have arts background. Can I crack the exam? So I think yes, Rashmi would also suggest that of course background does not matter. Rashmi, you please only tell to the student because student is worried about the background.
I think that definitely you can qualify, you can crack the exam.
Yes, the
Surely.
background does not make difference if you are aware about the demand of examination. If you're preparing in that way, of course you can crack the exam. Okay. Coming back to your interview part, you said that you practiced Zoom interviews with your friends and telephonic interviews there. Uh, you have to be comfortable with your application, the biodata part. So here I have a question for you. Students, those who are especially preparing for UPSC, or they have, you know, a gap of few years, although they
Yes,
are in the preparation, so they are a bit conscious
yes.
that because I have been preparing, how do I put myself across? So what do you suggest that students should manage that part, because they have like invested 3 years or 4 years in some preparation?
So this question is applicable directly to me. So one thing is, they are surely going to ask us that why a gap of so many years, or even if we have a gap of 3 or 4 years. That is going to be the first question after we introduce ourselves. So this has to be, we should be very honest and comfortable with the question, because
Hmm.
it actually doesn't matter. This
Hmm.
I've realized now, that it
Hmm.
really doesn't matter. So we should be confident in ourselves that it is fine that I was preparing for a particular exam, and that's why I was not part of any organization till. So I was asked the same question, that what you did. There's a gap of so many years. So what you did after your graduation. So I was very comfortable by then with the question. I said that it is, sir, I was preparing for my civil services examination. There were no counter questions, or there was no
Hmm.
uncomfort or anything. It was fine. I think we should be comfortable with that question.
Be honest and do not
Yeah.
like students, it is a very important takeaway from here, students, that you yourself do not consider that as a big deal in your, like you consider that it's a probably a very big deal and I am hesitant about it. No, you were just preparing, as Rashmi ma'am said, that you were preparing. Okay, that's okay. That is how you came to the preparation of this exam only, right? So you should take it very in a comfortable manner that yes, I did that. Okay. And apart from that, as you said, you refer to the NABARD website to know the role of NABARD and all. Did that help? Were there questions on that also?
Uh, Not directly questions. Most of the questions were from the biodata,
Hmm.
and a general question, like the chairperson asked me. The first after introduction, the chairperson asked me, tell me a scheme related to the rural sector, and
Hmm.
explain to me as, suppose I'm a layperson, so explain it to me. So I
Hmm.
explained Narega, and he asked questions based on the scheme, some few technical questions, and he also asked the allocation of the scheme. So only that part was there. The rest of the questions were mostly from the UPSC field. And
Hmm.
few of the questions were a few basic questions, such as what is the difference between JLG and SHGs,
Hmm.
joint liability groups. What
Hmm.
are joint liability groups? I was asked. So
Hmm.
only two, three questions came from agriculture and rural development. Rest, most of the questions were from UPSC and personal questions.
Personal questions. I have another question. Student is asking that in interview, do they ask about current affairs or your current awareness also?
I was not asked, but it is always good to be prepared with. So I suggest that we should read at least one newspaper.
Hmm. Any newspaper you would like to suggest?
Yeah, I read Indian Express.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is in simple language, so Indian Express is good.
So students can refer to many newspapers like are there. Anyone they can refer to.
Yeah,
Rashmi ma'am, as she said that she referred to Indian Express. So you can also follow that. ठीक है. And as you said that questions were from UPSC field or your personal like
personal.
hobbies and all whatever you had written. So what type of questions were there from UPSC background?
Yeah, after the chairperson, the second panelist, she asked me about what was my optional in civil services. So I said political science and international relations. So she asked me which was my favorite topic in this field. So I said the political theories and ideas. So she asked me about the first fundamental right in the Constitution, Article 14, the right to equality. So I explained it, and then there were few counter questions, few supplementary questions, sorry, such as where do we find affirmative actions in the
Hmm.
constitutions, especially in Africa. So they were related to my civil services. And after that, she asked only these questions. After that, the third panelist, he asked me to compare between Niccolo Machiavelli's ideas and Arthashastra by Kautilya.
Oh,
So all these questions were from that optional.
what you have basically studied, they were
Yeah,
around those things only. So how honest you were with your preparation prior to this exam, that was also probably being checked, right?
yes, ma'am. And after that, the third panelist asked me about these few questions: what are women SHGs, what are SHGs, and
Hmm.
what are JLGs?
Hmm.
So these basic questions.
So nice. Basically, if you are honest in your interview, which you are giving currently, you have honest with your preparation earlier. So questions were not like difficult. You could handle easily,
No,
right?
no, questions were very easy.
Hmm. Right. So ESI ka strategy, Subhashri is asking that Rashmi has although explained about static and current also. And but still Rashmi, because students are worried कि mostly factual numbers are asked, पता नहीं क्या पूछते हैं, तो like words of encouragement and suggestion also for ESI strategy, current as well as static, थोड़ा सा बता दो please.
Um, ESI, we can do is first we'll restrict the sources, and the other aspect I have said it repeatedly also that MCQs practice, question and answer format practices, it helps a lot.
Hmm.
And revision. So I had decided that before exam I'll complete 5 revisions. Although I could complete only 3.5 revisions, but still I would suggest that some revisions are very important.
Hmm.
So especially whatever mock tests, join at least two mock tests you join, especially for phase two, and then go through those questions repeatedly. Especially when
Hmm.
you are bored because there's so much facts to remember the whole day. So when
Hmm.
you take a break, just relax and go through 10 to 15 questions at a time.
Hmm.
And I have a difficulty of remembering the facts. I used to think that I had a difficulty, but after preparing for these exams, I realized that even if we have not yet mugged up things in the past, if we keep on revisiting them, we have a link in our head, so it helps us. So
Hmm.
we are able to remember the facts also. So we need not worry about facts. If we keep on revising, we'll definitely remember it on the exam day.
So basically, revision is the key. That keep on revising whatever you have studied. See, a very good point. Rashmi again said that she had set a target of 5 revisions. So that's a wonderful thing. She could not complete that, but still, you see, she is through the exam. So revision is very important. Right. So ARD also you have told us, right? So I think we have taken your strategy for phase one. You said that you relied on your strength, that was GA, ESI, ARD, current affairs part, and static also you covered. ARD, right? Rather than quant reasoning. That is also fine. Similarly, computer awareness of basic level is there. Then coming to phase two, you said that ESI static, you did not prepare much because you had your preparation of UPSC, and the current part of ESI as well as ARD, you refer to the magazine which is provided and you revised a lot whatever you were writing. Rashmi, did you used to make like notes out of the magazine? Because ESI magazine specifically is lengthy. I get this question a lot. It's very lengthy. How to cover it? So shall they make notes or revise from the PDF itself?
PDFs, it's very difficult to all the time be in front of the screen, and we get tired very soon. So I had xeroxed all the PDFs, especially the magazines, and I had less time, so I did not prepare notes. I used to mark in the xerox itself, in the prints itself.
Hmm.
So I I did not prepare special notes. I
Okay, so
prepared in the,
so then revision part used to do from there, like the
yeah,
marked part itself.
yes.
So again, that is a very important thing. I think students should understand that it's not necessary that you have to, because students have this concern, ma'am, I am not used to making notes. So as Rashmi ma'am said, you can see that you can mark, highlight it there, and then revise it. The idea is to revise. And you also told us about some important chapters of ARD, the topic, the names of the chapter you have told us, and students should refer. They are anyhow very important. They should, you should cover. Then again, you cannot say that ARD ka paper was difficult because questions are the static aa gaye. It happens. That is the nature of exam, right? And you have given us interview tips also, right? Be honest, be comfortable with your own self, your biodata, everything, right? So apart from these strategies, anything you would like to uh, tell to the students from your experience of this exam, specifically 2 attempts you have given?
Not much, just one thing, that self belief is very important, because in this exam I've realized that we have to put in a lot of efforts, but we should believe in those efforts, because it's very difficult to cover each and every aspect.
Hmm.
And most of us give a very less time for the preparation,
Hmm.
phase one or phase two both. So whatever things we prepare, we should be comfortable with it. I mean, we should revise it more. So just believe in those efforts that we have put in.
Hmm.
That is,
So very important that what you are doing, believe in that. And of course, hard work pays off. Hard work, there is no substitute to the hard work, but it pays off. Great. So that was a lovely conversation. I really feel that this interview is going to help students a lot to devise their own strategy. Did you also hear topper K sessions and interviews to devise a strategy?
yes, ma'am. All the three stages, I used to watch. They helped me a lot.
Oh,
Doctors,
happy to see that your strategy is also going to help a lot of students now.
I hope so.
ठीक है. Thank you so much, Rashmi, for your time.
Thank you.
We wish you all the very best. You are a very bright candidate who has been selected. So we wish you all the best from our students, from the entire team. And thank you again for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Okay.